Faceoff X.
Wambach, what I love most about this guy is not just his ability to beat you at the faceoff stripe. It's his ability to do what he does with the ball after he wins. He's not just the best faceoff guy in the country. He's arguably, Mike, the best player in the country. If UNC continues to do what they're doing this season, he is going to win the Touraton Award this year.
71%, #1 in the country. He's also got 5 goals and 3 assists as well for the UNC Tar Heels. The question for Notre Dame is, will they have a backup, because Tyler Spano is going to start at the X, and we were told Aiden Diaz-Matos is kind of questionable for them today for the faceoffs.
Whatever Notre Dame does, they have to make sure they stop Wambach after he wins it. Do not let him push and get early offense.
Coach Bresci and then Coach Corrigan, 2 of the all-time greats in this game here today, as we have #1 versus #2. Wambach for UNC, Spano for Notre Dame. This place is rocking. How about Arlotta Stadium here today?
Unbelievable atmosphere. We have the Golden Domer Classic. Some of the top high school teams in the country have all congregated on Notre Dame's campus. It's making for a beautiful crowd and a really exciting atmosphere.
PJ Colello, Brady Ollier, and Tyler Harriman are our officials here today from Notre Dame. And Spano wins the opening faceoff for Notre Dame, takes it right in, he shoots, and the save is made by Josh Marcus for the Tar Heels. And how about that?
You can't ask for a better start if you're Notre Dame, getting that first win at the dot. And then Josh Marcus, the freshman, biggest game he's been in his career. He's done a
And how many times have we seen that combination? Your top goal scorer in Petramala with 34 from the top assist man, and Duffy with his 27th of the season.
They're one of the best duos in the country. They have so much chemistry together. It's been Petramala on the receiving end of a lot of Duffy feeds this season. They continue to just elevate together as 2 of the best players in the country.
Another win for Tyler Spano for Notre Dame at the X, and that's probably what happens in these type of games, right? He's tired of hearing all about Wambach, right? Said, oh yeah, or maybe a man down today at the X. I don't care.
Might not seem like a big deal right now, but over the course of the game, we're not going to see Tyler Spano go 70% against Wambach, so they're going to need to make sure they limit those type of turnovers here, Mike.
Got to stay locked in for all 60 minutes of this one for sure. Last year, go here at the end of the first quarter, finally got to a timeout here in this first quarter of action, but 2-0 UNC. Petramala and Wilson on the goals. Brevin Wilson just scored for the Tar Heels, who are trying to win here at Notre Dame for the first time since 2004. The whistle blows here.
Tremendous crowd at Arlotta. It's an atmosphere that players want to play in, and this is what a national championship style atmosphere feels like. The players in the field feel it, and you can see it in the way that they're playing.
No doubt. We start the second quarter at the face-off, where Notre Dame has now won 3 of the 4 face-offs to begin. We came in talking about the #1 guy in the country, and Brady Wambach for UNC. He's at 71%, and he's being outplayed right now at the X to start this game.
And Coach Kevin Corrigan said for you to get a more efficient shot around the cage, Mike.
Great play there by Miller, and it's now 2-1. And that came 57 seconds into the second quarter as we go back to the X here with Tyler Spano for Notre Dame and Brady Wambach for UNC. Here we go, coming after it and picking it up for the moment there was Notre Dame Schwitzenberg, and they do recover it, and they're now 4-1 winning the faceoffs here in this game. And here comes Will Donovan. And you saw it, Behrman, after 2 games without a goal, comes up with his 12th of the season to tie the game, and the assist from Iago with his 10th of the campaign. And Notre Dame has fought back here within the first 2 minutes of this second quarter. You know, to your point, just kind of needed to settle in a little bit. You saw, you know, Coach Corrigan talking to the group there at the end of one before we came back, and obviously it's done some work here. There, Virginia right now, and the way they're playing.
Virginia surging, playing Syracuse right now, currently at the Dome. We'll see what happens in that game.
Syracuse is currently winning that game here right now, so you're right. We'll see how that plays out. North Carolina wins this face-off.
Read on the ball. What I mean by that is he looks back to the attack and then has to turn his head again to look at the midfield. Then the ball's in the back of the net.
Leprechaun is bouncing around with a 4 on his fingers because it's 4 straight goals for Notre Dame right now as they take the lead and have the ball after the face-off. So Yago with 2 assists.
The 2024 ACC Freshman of the Year. He's been everything that you'd expect from a player of his level at North Carolina and continues to ascend and develop as the course of the season has gone on.
And they change up here at the face-off for UNC. It was Colin Hannigan that took that face-off for UNC. And Notre Dame still has a 1-goal lead here, 4-3 with 4 minutes to play.
A bit more concerned than he was, and it showed today with Tyler Spano in terms of what he's been able to do to neutralize Brady Wambach at the X.
I mean, the guy comes in at 59% on the season himself. He's over at 61% now after winning 6 of 9, so it's not that much of a difference, although Wambach has been so awesome this year. The goalie play has been special today as well, too, Jules.
Absolutely. On both sides of the ball.
We'll see if UNC can get their first win here in South Bend since 2004. They're 0 for their last 9. Notre Dame has not lost consecutive ACC games since 2021. And they haven't lost 2 straight, with one of them being at Arlotta since 2018. That's how they respond. And speaking of that, UNC responds to tie the game. Parker Hoffman strikes it through. That happened 12 seconds in.
It was only a matter of time, Mike, before Brady Wambach got back to being Brady Wambach, earns the possession. Seems like North Carolina's just gonna play it cool. They start to attack, and then Parker Hoffman, who takes wings, but number 4 in blue from the boys Latin school is a former attackman. So when he gets that ball down there, he's totally comfortable, and he just rifles one past Richie Ardelli. And that is exactly what you cannot have happen if you're Notre Dame.
And you saw it on Coach Corrigan there, infuriated after the start here of the 3rd quarter, and for good reason. And it was Wambach that got the assist as well, too.
Just when you get comfortable.
Right. Who wants this one here? Spano had just big stick check there, and Notre Dame not quite corralling it yet. Almost. Richie Ardelli has it.
What a play out of number 1 in white.
Credit him, and then Seymour with a goal.
And Josh Yago, the Air Force transfer, who quite transparently, I don't think anyone thought he was going to come into the ACC and do what he's been doing, which is leading Notre Dame offensively. He's quietly one of the best players in the country, but in my opinion, he is a top 3 offensive player in the country, no questions asked, because he can do so many things at an elite level and does it week in, week out for Notre Dame.
It's a season high 3 assists for him. He's got 12 on the campaign. In America right now, Notre Dame number 2, and think about this, 11 goals in this game, all by 11 different players.
It says a lot about both teams, the amount of depth that they have, the unselfishness of these groups. If you do that, if you can keep that up, that's what allows you to win big games down the stretch in May.
And they're calling this against North Carolina, so Notre Dame gets it. A lot of credit to Tyler Spano and the wings on the face-offs and the outstanding play. Guys going after it. 9-4 on that last one. What do you think? He just put too much on it? I mean, he had the guy wide open.
I thought he could have taken his time. I thought he was trying to make an acrobatic play for no big reason, and then it leads to the turnover, and now you have to make another stop after that while your defense has just played for so long.
Huge face-off here, won though by UNC. And Tobin is able to clean it up. And Parker Hoffman.
The ball that Josh Marcus didn't have. Luke Miller scores that for Notre Dame. Ball goes down there. Owen Duffy, if he takes his time a little bit more, he potentially scores it, but instead shoots it. There's no shot back up for North Carolina.
And this faceoff's going to be won by the Tar Heels, and it was scooped up there at the end by Peter Toman, a long stick midfielder, and that wing play. Miller with the goal at the end of the third with a minute 57 remaining. He's the only.
He's hitting that every time.
How about Lally and what he's done here? 2 goals on 5 shots for the freshman from Norwell, Mass. Came in with 7 goals, 7 assists, and in the biggest game of the season, delivering a goal that puts him up 3. And 25, Spano at the X today. Outstanding. And Notre Dame has it again.
What a fantastic ground ball by number 55 in white, Christian Uliano, the freshman from Rye, New York, 6'3", 200.
And they lose the timeout with the unsuccessful challenge. And now out of timeouts for the rest of the game. Scooped up by Wambach.
From Washington and Lee, and in the biggest game of the year, stepping up against who I said should be the Teton front runner based on what North Carolina has been able to do this season, and he has just stifled him every step of the way and has really proved that he is one of the best face-off players in the ACC and the country as well.
It's been a big factor, and more possessions, more opportunities, and Notre Dame is taking advantage of it, and they lead it by 4. While we got a moment, big thanks to our crew here today, our producer John Kettering, our director Aladdin Freeman, with Rick Harmon, our technical director. Thanks to Katie Savana, Anthony Fernandez with graphics, Johnny McDermott, and James Paulson. Our replay with Ken John, Peyton Brown. Cameras today, Dave Linarello, James Radomski, Gary Banks. Thanks to Gary Elkhammer in audio with his wife Kathy Elkhammer, our statistician, good friend Lee Torben. Good to be with you again. And with Jules Henningberg, I'm Mike Corey from Notre Dame. And this matchup of 1 versus 2 today, and it's been fun. And it looks like the Irish with a 4-goal lead. And what they've done year after year and the consistency that they show, and they're not rattled. And they're not worried about it. They go in, and you're right, Jules. They just do their job, and they get it done. And they were out here yesterday. We were here. What did they have? Like 35, 40-minute practice, like including stretching. They said, you know, we're dialed in, we focus, and they were ready. They played great today.
And what you love to see out of Notre Dame and what makes them such a special program in the year 2026, and